to help me create my table. This is just creating my table. That's all I need help with. Volunteers.
How about Anna?
All right, Anna. So we have time in years, and we have a population of snakes. So at year 2, how many snakes did we have?
I said 25.
Okay, and how did you get 25?
Well, so I just knew looking at the graph, it was plotted at the 25 mark. And I knew that was 25 because it went up 4 steps every time.
Okay, so each vertical line was worth 25, and that went up 1 line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. How about for year 3? How many snakes were there for year 3?
I said 125.
Okay. How about year 4?
I said 625.
Okay. So then working back, so what is the growth here? How is it growing? How are the snake population growing, I should ask?
I said it was growing 5 times.
5 times. You multiplied it by 5.
Mm-hmm.
And is 125 times 5 625? Yes, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So working backwards, how many snakes were there after year number 1?
5.
5. How many snakes were there after year 0? How many snakes were there?
1.
There's 1. So what can we say about that snake that was introduced into that area?
That it was the first snake.
It was the first snake. And this is open to anyone. Was it a male or a female snake?
Male and female.
Why did it have to be a female snake?
Because they reproduce.
Well, what can we say about that female snake?
That it lived by itself.
Well, but can a female snake reproduce on its own?
No.
No. So that one snake that was introduced into that area had to be what?
No.
Blank faces.
Pregnant.
It had to be a pregnant female snake that was introduced into that area, because that's the only way that you can have population growth. If you start with one of any animal that reproduces sexually. All right. So then, we have our table. What's our A value and what's our B value?
Our A value is 1, and our B value is 5.
And so, what is the equation that follows here?
Y equals 1 times 5 to the x power.
All right. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is simply, is an exponential relationship a function? So, thumbs up or thumbs down, do you think this relationship represents a function or not a function? I know it's been a long time since we talked functions. Can't spell function without fun, folks. Remember that.
I have no response from the people I can see.
So, thumbs up or thumbs down, is this a function? You can't just sit on the fence. It's either yes or no.
Mostly yeses.
Mostly
couple
yeses.
noes.
Couple, okay. All right. This is a function. So now that you know that this is a function, is there someone who is brave enough to explain why they think this is a function? Adam.
I volunteer as tribute Adam.
Yes, tribute Adam.
Okay. So I said it was a function because y is dependent on x. And so as x increases by 1, the amount of snakes, which is your y, multiplies by 5.
Okay.
Each time x increases by 1, meaning it's a function.
So what you're saying is it possible for an x value, say 3, sorry, is it possible for an x value, say 3, to have multiple correct y values? Or is there exactly one y value for each x value?
Just thinking about it, so.
I'll repeat it if that helps. What I'm asking is, for every x value, how many different y values can you have? In other words, when x is 3, can y be 125 and another value, or can it only be 125?
Only 125.
It can only be 125. Which means that this is a function, just like Adam said, because if you multiply a number by 5, you always get a new number that you haven't had before in the pattern. So a function is a relationship where there is exactly one x value for every, there's exactly one y value for every one x value. In other words, this function will pass the vertical line test. The vertical line test is simply if you pass a vertical line across the function, the vertical line is touching the function in exactly one place at all times. Is this blue graph ever touching my red vertical line more than once at a time?
No.
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 So this function passes the vertical line test, therefore it is a function. So I believe it's the boy. Congratulations, boys. You are correct. It is a function. All right.